first of all, you assert that oneness with the universe is a fact. That's not something you've actually demonstrated. Second of all, you're relying...
How am I going to demonstrate?
Oh, your ass is on hold now.
You'd be surprised how many people have discovered God in a bong.
Is it Ken in Riverside?
Yeah, what's up?
How are you?
Hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's a slight delay, so ignore your broadcast and just focus on the phone.
Okay. Well, I guess I wanted to define God.
Okay.
But I'm going to do it this way. Do you accept that logically that there has to be a first cause?
It depends on what you mean by that.
Yeah.
I mean, do you believe that there's a first cause? You don't have to call it God. I'm just...
A first cause for what? For everything? That there was a beginning for everything?
Yeah.
No.
That there's an infinity?
I think infinity is a concept that's useful in some ways.
Well, yeah, that this first cause... You would agree that this first cause would be infinite, right?
We haven't agreed there's a first cause.
I just said I didn't agree that there had to be a first cause. Why should there have to be a first cause? Why couldn't...
Well, don't you think the universe is infinite? It's kind of the first cause? I don't understand.
The universe, as we currently understand it, definitely had a beginning, but we have a scientific understanding of what that beginning is. We can't say anything about what came before that. We don't have any evidence for it.
Well, don't you believe that that's the first cause, though? I mean, isn't that the infinite thing that you believe that there's no beginning or end to it?
I think that we have an understanding, or at least a workable theory of how the universe came into existence, but I don't think we can say anything about what happened before that.
It may in fact be absurd to talk about before that with regard to time. So
exactly, because... I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Because before, to say that something is before would imply that there's time, right?
I didn't get that. What?
Something before.
To say that something that's before would imply time, temporal, right?
Yeah, it would.
Exactly. And according to, I think, the Big Bang, or maybe we can, I don't know, you can probably clarify it, there was no time.
No.
Right?
No, that's not accurate. What it is, what is said there, and we're getting way out of this, is that it is useless to talk about time prior to this because we have no concept of what this would be. It's not like you can, this idea of tracing back, well, what came before that, well, what came before that, well, what came before that. Are you saying that there, for example, I'm familiar with the first cause argument. You're not the first to begin going down that road. And you're going to say that that if there was necessarily a first cause, that this cause would have to be God eventually, right?
Well, I mean, if you want to call it that, I mean, God's just a name.
Okay.
But yeah.
Well,
cause.
Where did God come from?
Well, that's why I was going into the first cause. I mean, do you believe that there's an infinite number of causes? I mean, if there is, then how do you? I mean, that's like saying is like believing that there's a round square. I mean, you can't apply it. You can't show that. It doesn't make any sense.
Your question, which attempts to establish a dichotomy, doesn't make any sense. You asked if I believe there were an infinity of causes, and that this is.
Do you believe there's an infinite number of causes?
An infinity of what causes?
Infinite number of causes.
An infinite number of causes.
Yes, because time is going to go on. There's going to be an infinite, well, you're never going to reach an infinity. There's no actual infinity. It's not something you get to. But we're going to have causes forever.
Yeah, but that doesn't make any sense, though. Isn't that illogical?
No. Look, here's a cause. I'm causing that pin to hit the desk. Hey, and the pin hitting the desk caused there to be a sound.
Yeah.
And that caused me to hear the sound, and that caused me to want to tell you about the sound. You getting it now?
Well, I mean, just like you said, if there's an infinite number... Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, we're here.
If there's an infinite number...
There's not an infinite number. There's not. Infinity is not a number.
But if time was infinite, we would never have gone here, right? Just like
No.
We've been there
right?
before.
No. That's,
You weren't saying that?
no, that's a
No.
fallacy. You're using infinity as a quantity, and that's not accurate. That's not what it is.
Okay.
It's a concept. It's not a
What
number.
is it? Okay.
It's not a number. You can't get to infinity. There hasn't been an infinity. There's not an infinite number of steps between A and B. You're trying to use infinity as a quantity, and that's not correct.
Well, okay. So you're saying it's just a concept, it's just an idea, you can't apply it to
Yeah.
reality?
Take a circle.
Exactly.
If you start somewhere and you start moving around counterclockwise, when do you end? Never.
Well,
You
it's
can keep
infinite.
going
Yeah, never.
counterclockwise around that circle forever.
Right.
That's the
Okay.
concept. It's not a number. That's a reason
Okay,
why
okay.
actually we use that little sideways figure 8 for it.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yes,
Yeah,
you're
we're
here.
here.
Okay. Well then, if that's the case, then why do you believe the universe is infinite? Because the universe is a thing, right? So it can't be. It's just a concept. Honestly, it's more than just a concept. It's reality. Because you
I don't-
believe the universe is infinite,
You're
right?
confusing the map with the place. The fact that I think that that infinity is a concept. It's something we use to conceptualize a non-ending sequence. 3.33333, continuing on forever. It's not like you ever get to a final 3. But that doesn't mean that I necessarily believe that the universe, as we understand it, had to have some kind of beginning, or that I would define it as infinite. Now, it may be the case that the universe, in some form or another, has always existed. That's one possibility. There's also the multiverse idea that you've got a universe that springs out of something else, but at some point you're conflating two ideas: the universe that you experience and whether or not it had a beginning point, which, by the way, it did, and we've identified it and confirmed it as the Big Bang through actual measurements of cosmic background radiation. Something
Yeah.
I think Mark here would actually like to give a lecture on one of these days when I can get him to do it. The follow-up question to that Big Bang thing, don't do that, is